But hold it. Wait, hold on. Okay. Hold it. Hold it out, because otherwise you're going to throw it right in your hand. Hold it like this. Here, let go for a second. Hold it like this. Okay?
Okay.
You almost got it. Here. Put this hand like this.
And then pull.
And then pull.
Pull! Pull! Pull!
Pull really hard.
Pull! 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 Are you pulling? Help me pull.
Woo!
There you go! That's fun, huh?
Uh-huh.
Sure? We'll go with that, huh? I heard that you're not big into Instagram. Correct. You have it.
I have it. I think somebody posted something on Instagram that I wanted to see, and then I realized you're actually supposed to be posting from your phone or something.
Right.
Yeah, so there is, I think, surprisingly enough, called Wiggle Right,
Yeah.
an Instagram
Mhm.
account. But yeah, I don't really post on it
How come?
because I don't have a phone to post pictures on.
You have a
so-
flip phone?
Yeah, I have a flip phone.
So I thought it's our first show in our new studio.
Nice
Show
studio.
number one. What happens if we were to take your first photo for Instagram, and then you could post it on my phone?
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that?
That's
Can we do that?
That would liven up the old Instagram.
I'm
account,
telling
I
you.
guess.
Here, wait. Let me see. Let's see if I know how to use this first. Because right now I'm taking one of the camera.
And if you take it, let's get it on Instagram fast.
Fast,
Yeah.
otherwise it'll be old news. Okay, ready?
Get over here.
And then after, wait, how do you do this? Then after the show, you can, ready? There, that was it.
Yeah, there we go.
And then after the show, we can post it, and you can have your first photo. And then
Thank you.
it'll go viral, I'm sure. I don't know how to turn it off, so just leave it.
Yeah, I would just leave it on.
We'll figure that out later.
I say if you do stand-up comedy, tape your set. And when that set is over, give yourself a second, maybe write down what you did well, write down what you think you could have done better, and then listen to the tape within a window. Because if it takes too long, then you might start making it into a monster and thinking that it's crazier than it is, or thinking that I won. It was a good set. I heard the laughs.
People
I don't
laughed,
need to
yeah.
check it. You need to look at every single set and imagine an NFL quarterback. Imagine how much tape they watch of themselves and things like that. If you were doing that with your comedy, which I promise you, 90% of comedians don't do that. They don't look at it like that. They just Tracy Morgan goes like this on 30 Rock. He goes, how you gonna be great if you don't study greatness? Look at the game tape. Look at the game tape.
That's Tracy Morgan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm actually going to focus on now. But if you focus on that process, you're gonna be good.
7:49, the Rouse and Company show. As I mentioned here a few minutes ago when Lynette was on with us, we are being filmed this morning during the show and not during the show, when we're not on the air and off the air. And,
I think we're actually funnier when we're off the air.
well, I think Richard will be the judge of that.
I just hope you don't get kicked off.
Kicked off the
Radio
air?
Once this airs, yeah. I can't guarantee anything.
All right, Richard, what is the purpose of you guys being in here today? What is
It's for the lawsuit I have coming against me.
No, you don't.
Oh,
Come
no,
on.
no,
Well
no,
said,
sorry.
Rouse.
Great
Sorry.
job.
I don't
And-
think I was supposed to say that.
Gotta go.
Okay. And we're canceled.
All right.
So it's for my online talk show. I do like a daytime, afternoon talk show once a week.
And what's this show called?
Well, thank God I got the job because it's called the Richard Wilmore Show.
Oh.
Oh, it's perfect
So
for you.
it was.
Wow.
It really
it
was
all
made
worked
for
out
you.
in the end.
Yeah, that's good. That was lucky, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Oh, my
lucky.
God.
I
Amazing how it
almost,
worked
I was
out.
going
Wow.
to apply and then I didn't, and then I
Yeah,
thought,
it
well,
was-
maybe I should.
Yeah. So what do you do on this show?
Anything.
Anything you feel like, right?
Anything. It's my show, so I
Yeah.
get to do what I want. We have authors, musicians.
Are you there? Hey. Okay, that didn't work. Okay.
going on. Not sure what to wear as the owner of your business or for that important interview? Maybe you don't know what's too casual for Casual Friday. Or you want a second opinion as you're out shopping for next season's clothes. Or you need a little help editing and updating your closet. Then enter Simply Skype. The Right Fit is now offering virtual styling, and it's the ultimate way to take the stress out of getting dressed because you won't have to clean your house or even brush your teeth. It's simple. Sign up for your virtual Simply Skype session at therightfit.net. Okay, I guess I need to learn how to do this before we go live. Make it work, please.
All right, I'm here with Ryan from To Right Love on Our Arms. Hopefully you can get that. Thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Can you tell me a little bit about what you guys are doing?
Yeah, so we're To Right Love on Our Arms. We're a nonprofit. We present help and hope to people deal with things like suicide, depression, self-injury, and addiction. We invest directly in treatment and recovery for people who are dealing with those things. So we travel around the U.S. A lot, also the U.K., Canada, and Australia when we can. And we're trying to connect people with the local resources in their area, as well as we sell some merch to fund our nonprofit. That's primarily how we're funded. We started 11 years ago. It's a true story. We had her to that. Her name was Renee, and she was denied access into treatment for 5 days. She was addicted to cocaine, had self-injured, attempted suicide, and they said, we can't take her right now, bring her back. So Jamie, our founder, he actually took her in for those 5 days. They took her to things like the things that we do. We go to coffee shops, we go to basketball games, concerts, just anything to kind of keep her mind off of what she was feeling for those 5 days. But when she was ready to go in, he said, hey, can I write a story about the time we spent together? And she said, sure, if you think it'll help somebody. So he did, and we keep it right here on our table. And it's actually titled To Right Love in Our Arms. That was where the name of it came from. Renee felt like she was kind of a loser or let down and didn't really identify with the love that was all around her. So in that play on words, that's kind of where that name came from. Jamie said, she should have written love on her arms. So that's how we started, that's what we do. And Jamie took that story and he actually printed it on the inside back of a black t-shirt, solid black, and he took the title and he made the logo. And on that, he put it right here on the chest, and he had 200 of them. We're from Florida, and John Foreman, the lead singer of the band Switchfoot, was sliding through town. And in South Florida, 11 years ago, he wore the first To Right Love shirt. And Jamie sold all 200 he had that night, and he paid for Renee's treatment. So we're out here still doing the same thing, selling t-shirts, and just trying to hook people up with whatever we can in their area. So we're at Firefly this weekend. We're bringing local resources for people that we know are going to be in this area. So we got DC, Baltimore, New York City, and Philadelphia here, as well as we also have our whole compilation of all 50 states that we travel with. So if you're from far out, we can still hook you up with the places in your town that you can get.
How do they get a hold of you? Like, do you have a website, obviously?
Yeah, absolutely. Twaloha.com, TWLOHA.com is our website. At the top it says learn. You can find out more about us, get involved if you want to help out. Also our find help page if you know somebody who needs some help. So.
An interesting thing is, like, everybody's here and they're having fun.
Yeah.
So, but you don't realize that just because you're here and you're having fun, that you're also, like, everybody has a story that is outside of whatever festival.
Exactly. So that's also another reason why we're here. We're meeting people where they are in an honest way. That some people, like you said, are here just to have fun, but some people are also trying to escape the things that they're dealing with back home. Yeah. So if we can be here and they can walk by and they see our flag or they see our name and they're like, I wonder what that is. They connect with it. Then yeah, we're here for them, and hopefully we can help them out as well.
That's awesome. Thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, thanks.
Who had gotten bullied a lot in school, but you kept it to yourself until later on when you started telling us about it then, but you're my son. You love you no matter what you are, who you are, what you do. You're my son. So you don't judge as what you are or that.
Yeah, I would say, like, the thing that I look at, they're crying.
It was no big, to me it was no big,
Yeah.
You're gay.
I always said that I hope that when people, if you know your child is, I just hope that, like, I wish that there was more conversation about it. I mean, obviously you don't know how to deal with it, and you don't, like, know how to bring it up and whatever, and I always wish that it was just part of our conversations, just so then it felt like I was included.
When it started out, I went down to finally get this. My dad actually told me, he said, I don't want to bug you, but maybe you should get that checked after all these years, And it got to the point where I couldn't look down. I would see double. It started affecting my eyes, so I thought, well, I better go. And they did the surgery, cleared it up and that. And the doctor took a biopsy, just precautionary. And I think it was 2 weeks later, they called and said, come down for this appointment. And we just thought it was a checkup. And my wife and I were sitting in a room, and the doctor comes in and says, I might have to have a Kleenex.
I should have prepared.
He said, we're going to have to, you have cancer, you have a tumor underneath your eye, and we're going to have to remove your eye. I only need one Kleenex because I only have one. So, that's it.
If it starts coming out of the other one, we have a problem.
No, that'd be a miracle.
Yeah.
And I mean, he tells you, your first thing, am I going to die? I mean, I have 3 kids that are under the age of 10.
How did everybody in your life react? How old were you when this happened? You look like you're 12.
Thank you. I was 38 when I got diagnosed, so yeah, it came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It was Mother's Day.
Oh,
yeah, I could have never imagined that. Yeah.
And how long has it been?
So it's been.
I feel like we need confetti for this too. I'm gonna run out of confetti.
So let's see, that was 2014, so it's 3 years.
Good job.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Woohoo!
That was a good one. Just try this again.
Woo!
There we go. Hopefully I can edit that so it doesn't look like a faulty. Nobody wants a shoddy canning,
No, that's right.
Nobody does.
I'm an artist.
Yeah, so you, through all of this, came up with an idea and started a business, correct?
I did. I never thought it would be a business, but I came up with an idea to get myself through chemotherapy. Do you want me to share?
Yeah, I do.
So basically, I don't know if you've seen, well, you've seen your parents go through this, but when you go to the hospital and actually have chemotherapy, you literally sit in a chair for maybe 4 hours with your IV bag or 2 up here. And typically, I don't have the stickers on here now, but if you get chemo, they always have like biohazard, bright yellow and orange stickers that say like toxic, and the nurses are handling this stuff with gloves. It's like, you're going, that's like straight into my veins. This is wonderful. So I was kind of a little freaking out about that, and I'm a big believer in how your mental perspective affects your health. So I thought, what am I going to be thinking while I'm sitting there for 4 hours? I can't be thinking poison's going into me, poison's going into me, poison's going into me. So I decided I would relabel all of my IV bags. So I started coming up with just like old apothecary looking medical labels, and decided I want to be infused with hope or light and love or vitality or whatever it was that I needed at that time. I would just stick on my bags, and it was not just helpful for me. It was literally it changed the whole atmosphere. The nurses would be like, "Okay, you're almost done with love and light, honey. Do you want to get some clarity next?" Okay. I mean, it just changed everything.
Are you ready? Because it's time to shape up Harford County. So grab a friend, as many as you want, and join the party. Shape Up Harford County is an exclusive group dedicated to motivating every member to turn the impossible into I'm possible. Group activities like Pound, Bike in the Park days, cardio drumming, and more are free to the group. Find us on Facebook and let's get in shape.
mom's always told you to keep your head up, shoulders back and down. When you get into a defensive stance, we want to pull our shoulders up and protect our neck because you don't want somebody to hit you right there. So let's just kind of practice that a little bit. We're going to go, is everybody right-handed?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to take our right foot back because that's our stronger side. This is our striking hand, which means you're trying to get that person away, and then this is going to be your power hand. So we're going to start with just a little jab and cross using our palms. The reason I suggest palms is if you hit with your fist and you hit wrong, you can injure yourself. Now, not only are you trying to fight somebody off, but you're dealing with an injury. The palm, it's hard, it does damage, but it's not going to hurt you. So we're going to practice that. Get into our defensive stance. We roll our shoulders up. We bring our hands up. Now, I can see over. Make sure you can see over the top of your hands. We're just going to try that jab. As soon as you jab, you open and then take your cross and open. You're aiming for the chin, the nose. Let's try it again. Jab, cross. Jab, cross. When we do this in training, I coach yelling. So if your neighbors don't call the police on us, we're going to
Soundproof
practice.
studio.
Soundproof studio. All right, so defensive stance, our hands come up. When I say jab, you're going to say no, no, as loud as you can. Let's see how we do. Ready, set, jab.
No,
No,
no.
no. Again. No, no. Again. No, no. One more time.
No, no.
Good. So the reason that I put our feet this direction instead of here is bring your feet together for me, Richard. I can easily push you off balance, right? Sorry. Oh,
Very fragile.
darn, sorry. You knew that this was going to happen today.
true.
You knew this
That's
was
why I
going
was
to
excited
happen.
about it.
You and Jay can practice
That's
later.
true.
Yeah, so.
Wait until he walks in the door and I'm like, no! Dinner's not done yet.
Yeah. I thought you were bringing dinner. What are you talking about? So we stand this way so that we can move forward and backwards without tripping over our own feet. So from this point on, when you're in a defensive stance, your feet never come together. So let's move forward 3 steps. We're going to go a little bit on an angle. So step forward and bring that foot up. Yep. And here we got our guard up, so we are ready. Now we're going to move back. Let's try it. Back, back, back. Let's move it forward again. So 1, 1, 1. Now, someone's backed you into a corner. What are you going to do? You're going to do your jab cross with a yell. Ready, set, and no, no. Again, no, no. One more time. No, no. Good. You guys are pretty doggone scary.
Yeah, sure. You know, I find it interesting how you mentioned that in trying some cases, how some lawyers will just kind of shrug off animal abuse. But, you know, there's been so many scientific studies and psychological analysis how animal abuse is usually like the first indicator for someone being, you know, an abuser of people or one of the first signs of a sociopath. So it's just kind of weird how they are so easy to just dismiss animal abuse in certain cases.
Absolutely. And I mean, you know, earlier I think I mentioned that animal abuse is considered a gateway crime because it opens doors to those other crimes. So most of the time, you know, one of the things that we're educating police officers about is when you're responding to a call, say for a domestic violence call, to look at the entire situation, because you may not just be seeing animal abuse or domestic violence, you may be seeing animal abuse and child abuse too. And I have a specific situation where I was able to get a dog out of a domestic violence situation because the kids, the police officers did a really good job responding to the call. They were able to extract from the kids that not only had dad abused mom, but he also had abused the kids on a number of occasions, and he also had taken the dog, threw her up against the wall by her neck, and had been abusing her on a number of occasions. She now has a forever home. She has a happily ever after, and she's absolutely amazing, wonderful, and totally steals my heart still to this day.
Isn't it crazy?
voices in my head singing to just give in. I try to overcome, transcend the fool I am, but I'm still an animal. No matter how free I try to live, I'm still an animal. I'm still an animal. I'm still an animal. I'm still an animal. I try to overcome the past that brought me here, the future in my head, built from the worst of my fears. I try to overcome another done me wrong, but I'm never awake again and thinking that's where I belong. I'm still an animal. I'm still an animal. I'm still an animal. I'm still an animal. Get free from myself. Think of all we could be. Get free from myself. Think of all we could be. But I'm still an animal. I'm still an animal. I'm still an animal. I'm still an animal. I try to